Hey, it's Friday, June 13th, and if you've been following the news, you know there's a major legal and political fight brewing between California and former President Trump. Here's the deal. After a wave of immigration raids by ICE, protests broke out all over Los Angeles last week. Some of those protests got messy, there was vandalism, some violence, and suddenly, President Trump decided to take things up a notch. He ordered nearly 2,000 California National Guard troops onto the streets. And if that wasn't enough, on Monday he brought in active-duty U.S. Marines, justifying the move by calling the protests violent, instigated riots that, in his words, could have completely obliterated Los Angeles without the federal response. But here's where it gets really spicy. California's Governor Gavin Newsom says, "Hold on, you can't just swoop in and take control of our National Guard without asking." The legal fight landed in federal court, and Judge Charles Breyer in San Francisco sided with California, at least at first. Breyer said the protest didn't count as a rebellion under federal law, which is what the president needs to justify federalizing the Guard. He also called out the fact that Trump never got Governor Newsom's consent, which is usually required by law. Breyer's words were pretty direct. The evidence is overwhelming that protesters gathered to protest a single issue: the immigration raids. He didn't buy the argument that state and local officials couldn't handle it themselves. California's Attorney General Rob Bonta jumped in too, saying, "We aren't in the throes of a rebellion." The situation in Los Angeles didn't warrant military troops, and their arrival only inflamed the situation. Newsom called the ruling a win for all Americans and a test of democracy. His message to Trump: "You're not a monarch, you're not a king, and you should stop acting like one." But wait, plot twist. Just hours after the lower court sided with California, the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals hit pause on that order. So, for now, the California National Guard stays under federal control, at least through the weekend, and a big hearing is set for Tuesday, where the final call could tip either way. The Ninth Circuit's panel? 2 Trump appointees, 1 Biden appointee. Yeah, it's going to be tense. This case isn't just about California. 18 other states and the LA City Attorney are backing California in court. Why? Because the outcome could redefine how much power the federal government has over state-controlled military forces, especially in times of protest and unrest. So, what happens next? The courts will hash it out, but the bigger question is, who decides when the situation is so out of control that the president gets to step in? And is this really about public safety or politics? I'll be following every twist and turn, so hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments, whose side are you on, state rights or federal intervention? Let's talk about it.